woke up this morning and I tried to sit down and edit more of the web series I've been working on. Libraryfreaks.com. Plug, everybody. Libraryfreaks.com. Then my computer screamed at me because I've been avoiding software update for a very long time. So that's what's happening right now. So I finally have time to make a video. And last time I made a video, I was like, I've been reading a lot of books and podcasts, or not. Last time I made a video, I talked about how I've been, books and podcasts, woo! Wow, really good at selling this to your audience, dude. This is a video on the books and podcasts I have been enjoying in my life that maybe you will enjoy too. Because I found over the last 6 months that reading and listening to other people's words instead of the constant dialogue going on inside my brain is super helpful and therapeutic, reduces anxiety, makes me generally happier, and gives me a better perspective on life. I'm going to start with the most important book that I have read in the last few months because in case you get bored and click away from this video, I want you at least to know about this. So when I first moved back home from Florida and I was kind of feeling like a failure that I just didn't figure out adulthood like most normal people should have on their own, I was in Barnes & Noble and this book literally fell off the shelf in front of me and I picked it up and I was like, that's a very relevant title. This book rocks. I wrote a song inspired by this book. Rumble is like very much linked to basically what this book is about. It's kind of hard to explain. It's basically a process of getting back up from a fall. It's so good, you guys. So read that book. Also by Brene Brown. This is her newer one. I'm just the biggest fan. This is Braving the Wilderness. I have read it twice now. This is a very specific book for this specific period of time in our history/culture where we kind of are divided into our tribes politically, socially, racially, everything under the freaking sun. It's just this like hard, truthful reminder that we are all like human beings together going through this life thing, and the only way to really get to the heart of our problems is through compassion. It's so good. Read Brene Brown's books. This is like, I feel like this should be required reading for being a human being on the planet. A podcast that is similar to these books, because Brene Brown has spoken on it before, is just, I don't even know if this makes me like just older than myself or am I like retired? I don't know. Oprah's Super Soul Conversations, they're so good. They're these deep, I'm a very deep person. We'll get to that in a minute. They're these deep conversations about spirituality and the universe and God, and I start my day with a lot of Oprah Super Soul and I just feel like I'm so inspired. It's so great. So you should listen to Super Soul. Not that Oprah needs any more advertising, but like maybe she needs a boost from my generation. I don't know. One book I don't have with me because I loaned it to a friend, which means it's a good book, is called The Road Back to You. It is about the Enneagram, which a lot of you guys might know about, maybe you don't, and I won't get too into it right now. If you know what the Enneagram is, I'm a 4, which means that I am deep and moody and all these other things. Anyway, I can talk more about the Enneagram if you're so curious. The Road Back to You, plus there's a podcast called The Road Back to You, plus a podcast called Typology that are all connected because they're by the same people. It's really fascinating. It's about discovering yourself and discovering your personality and realizing that you're not alone in the world. I love it. It's changed my life a lot. I would love to do a whole video on it. The Road Back to You. That's what it looks like. It's a great book. Okay, the next 2 books are not self-help books. They're books for your they're fiction, which I also read. One of them everyone on planet Earth has talked about. Turtles All the Way Down. John Green. It's so good. I've never felt so heard or understood by a book and a main character. If you haven't read it, you should read it. That's just it, okay? Cool. Also, I never expected to read this book, Ready Player One. It's a movie that's coming out by Steven Spielberg, and it's a sci-fi thriller, and it's pretty good, right? It's like, personally, I think the book has some flaws, but it's really entertaining. It's kind of nerdy. Actually, it's super nerdy, but it's nerdy in a way that makes you proud to be a nerd. It harkens back to my days of playing MMORPGs in middle school and high school. Nerd. It's me. Here I am. I read it probably as fast as I read the first Hunger Games book. It's just it's a good fun time. The next 2 books, one of them I just finished reading and one of them I'm reading now, also go hand in hand with one of my favorite podcasts right now. I'm not even sure how I came across this author, but I adore her. I think she's so funny and it just feels like when you're listening to her podcast that you're just like hanging out. Jen Hatmaker's For the Love podcast. Every few weeks/months, the topic switches up. So they've done For the Love of Girlfriends, For the Love of Food, For the Love of Moxie. So the first book that I read of hers is For the Love. And I definitely read these because I started listening to the podcast first and I was like, wow, I want more. Then the one I'm reading now is called A Mess in Moxie. Her books are very focused towards women and kind of owning your place and being strong in yourself. You know, fighting for grace in a world of impossible standards, or wrangling delight out of this wild and glorious life. They're kind of memoirs. They're like mini essays. They're all funny and also really deep and just good. It's like chicken soup for me. Okay. Jen Hatmaker. She rocks. The last one that I want to talk about, I read this probably a year ago. Also, I beat books up. If you ever loan me a book, don't expect it to come back to you looking pretty. Tiny Beautiful Things. Advice on Love and Life from Dear Sugar. This is by Cheryl Strayed. She wrote Wild. These are a collection of letters written to Dear Sugar, who was Cheryl Strayed's anonymous advice column. Now, Dear Sugars is a podcast by the New York Times, and they do different letters and topics every week. They bring other people on. Who do they have on? They had Hillary Clinton on at one point. So anyway, Tiny Beautiful Things has some great advice in it for people in all stages of life. It's entertaining, it's interesting, it's heartbreaking. I should write book reviews. I was afraid it was going to hit me. Guys, I don't even know if this was a good video. Sometimes I script my videos out, and sometimes I just sit down and do it. And because my computer... Oh, I think it's done. Because my computer has been updating all morning, I had to find some way to kill time, and there was no plan for this video. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know, please, give me some book and podcast recommendations. I am here for them. I want more. And I also would love to expand my horizons. Like, I have one genre. It's emotional and spiritual and, like, deep. And I could probably branch out from that. Hopefully I'll have some time to make more videos soon. We're wrapping up Library Freaks this season, wintry, Christmassy time. So there'll be more on that. I hope you guys watch that show when it comes out. If you don't, then you shouldn't be subscribed to me and we're not going to be friends. I'm just kidding. We'll be friends, but not very good ones. I'm the worst. I don't know how to end videos anymore, so just goodbye.